what's going on, everyone? This is Mr. Riley coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side. And we have finally made it to the end of the season broadcast over here in what I call Dolphin Studios. I am your host, Mr. Riley, also known as Facebook James. So join me after the intro video. We're going to wrap up our Palisades season, and there are some things that took place last week, so stick around, and we're going to throw some accolades around and all that kind of good stuff. So after the intro video, we'll go ahead and get into all of that, and of course, welcome to another week of This Week in Pali Football.
Hey, win on me, win on three, ready, 1, 2, 3. Win!
Oh, yeah!
Stop playing with a P! 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 Stop playing with a P!
Some call it the gridiron.
Nice route, way to skim it.
Others, 100 yards of pay.
Too much.
We just like to call it football.
Football.
With Facebook James.
Football, baby.
Football, baby, indeed. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of This Week in Pali Football, man. So glad to be here. So glad that all the tech is working tonight. And so it's going to be a wonderful wrap-up show that we are going to have tonight. Of course, we have our wonderful varsity head coach, Coach Dylen Smith. He's going to join us in a couple of minutes. But, man, it's been a wonderful, wonderful week. The boys last week had a chance to go hang out and participate in a NFL workout with the Chargers. Shout out to the Chargers for making it happen. And also shout out to the coaches that accompanied the young men over to the wonderful Charger facilities over there in El Segundo. So I know, Coach Smith has some stories he could tell as it relates to just, how the boys participated and hung out and ran the drills. And then we have finally been teasing it for quite a couple of weeks now. Just some accolades, end of the year accolades that we're going to, kind of wrap up our season until, early summer maybe. So just kind of stick around. But let me go ahead and bring in Coach Smith without further ado. I'm going to get this party started really, really quick. And let's see, where is my guest? My guest is right here. What's going on, Coach Smith? How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, man. So let's just go ahead and hop into it, man. First of all, we know that the NFL season closed up. And now, let me ask you. I'm not going to ask you about the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl halftime show. I'll ask you about the Super Bowl, the actual event that took place. Who were you rooting for? Were you rooting for the Chiefs or were you rooting for the Eagles?
Well, as you can see behind me, those are two Raider jerseys.
Yeah,
so I think that gives you an idea who I was rooting for.
Oh man. Okay, so are you saying that you're an AFC guy? Because the Raiders nor the Cowboys were participating in the Super Bowl. Although that would be a wonderful Super Bowl, though.
That would be a great Super Bowl. I was not rooting. I always root against the AFC West opponents of the Raiders. So I don't have any animosity towards the Eagles. I wasn't necessarily cheering for the Eagles, but I was definitely cheering against the Chiefs. So it was a good outcome. I actually fell asleep in the third quarter. It was a blowout. After the halftime show, kind of dozed off and then woke up about 4 minutes left in the game and saw the score over. So yeah, I was happy with it.
No, it was for me, I didn't have any skin in the game. I mean, I'm a Cowboys fan, so of course, I'm still baffled. We're not going to talk about that. I'm still baffled by their new hire, our new coach, but we'll have to wait and see. But I was kind of cheering deep down, in my soul, for the NFC East, represented by the Eagles. So, it would have been nice to see the Chargers the Chiefs do the three-peat, but, I think Patrick Mahomes and the rest of those guys had enough to chew on because Jalen Hurts and the rest of the squad, they just put a beat down on the
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Yeah, it was great to see. Their front four was. I mean, I saw a stat. They didn't blitz a single down the whole game, and got 6 sacks, like 12 pressures. I mean, it was that front four was just kicking the Chiefs' offensive lines butt all night long. So it was good to see Mahomes on the ground and pressured a lot, and not being Magic Mahomes, whatever they call him. So it was the place the game I did see. It was great to see.
Yeah, no, it was definitely, I had it on. I was here in my studio, and we're at my church, and so it was on. I was doing some things up here in the studio, trying to clean some cabinets and throw away some stuff. I had a whole bunch of the young people in my room with me, so they were watching the game. So it was a cool thing. But really, what I was really there for, I was really there for the halftime show with Kendrick Lamar. Now, are you a Kendrick Lamar fan, or are you a Drake fan?
Uh, just imagine my hate for the Chiefs the same as Drake. I'm not a Drake fan. I shouldn't say hate. I don't know the man, but
Right.
I'm not. I'm not a Drake fan at all.
Yeah.
So I'm more of a Kendrick Lamar fan. I don't listen to a lot of Kendrick Lamar's music, but the stuff that I do listen to, I like. Drake, not so much.
Yeah.
But it was a good halftime show. I like the Samuel Jackson part and him teasing the song the whole time. And then when it came on, I went crazy. So and my sons were in there going crazy too. So it was a good show. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I think if you're not a rap fan, if you're not a fan of hip hop, and if you don't know about the beef, then everything,
Right.
you probably was just left out in the dark, and I saw a couple of people comments and like, oh no, it was the worst halftime show
Right.
ever. But if you understand Kendrick and what, he's putting down, if you're able to pick it up what he's putting down, then you understand that was a whole symbolic kind of performance. It's very different from when Prince performed or Katy Perry or anybody else because they were just there to entertain. No,
Right.
Kendrick had a message, and so if you didn't know about the beef before or the kind of back and forth that they have, it was probably lost on you. But if you really know what's going on, then like I said, everything was symbolic, and that was probably my favorite halftime show so far. I've watched it probably at least 2 or 3 times since, and I'll probably watch it again because it was just so many Easter eggs or in the video for you to kind of look at and figure out like, okay, that's where he was going with that. So it was a good halftime show, and congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts, I think he was well deserved, and I just loved his poise and just his demeanor. Going into the pre Super Bowl conferences that they were showing before the actual game, and then also the post interviews that he and some of his teammates. So just shout out to them, and hopefully they won't come back next year. Hopefully the Cowboys have a little bit something to say about them being a repeat champion.
Well, they should send a Super Bowl ring to the Giants GM for sending Barkley over there. That's he deserves a ring for that one. So
Man,
shout out to him too.
Shout out. And I was kind of glad because Cullen Moore, who used to be with the Cowboys, a season or 2 ago, he got a ring and so deserves. So just super dope. Excited for him. And now the NFL season is over, so now the boys, they get a chance to rest, just like our boys. They've been resting and been engaging. They've actually been busy. So last week when we talked, you made us aware of the workout that they were going to do with the Chargers. How was that workout? I think I saw you I saw you in the K-Cal broadcast. So how was that workout for you guys? Did you participate? Were you tired? Or were the boys really excited about the whole experience?
No, I thought it was amazing. Coach Herb, who was a strength and conditioning coach for the Chargers, did an amazing job. I mean, he's a national champion with Michigan. He's been in the league for a long time, and you could tell that the organization really respects everything he did, and just him embracing the team. Giving them a lot of gems, a lot of knowledge, not just about working out, but just how to respect the game of football and respect the weight room, respect the workouts, respect the coaches. and just the little details he was instilling into the kids. There was one workout they were doing, and the kids had to balance on blocks, but he had them put their shoes neatly against the blocks. I mean, just that little detail, just for me went a long way because I always try to preach details and discipline, and that translates to the field. And hopefully, them seeing and hearing from a national championship coach who's now on the NFL level and trying to instill those same details. If professionals can do who are making all that money, there's no reason why our kids can't do the same. So it was just amazing, and those kids were tired at the end of that workout. And what impressed me the most, they weren't running sprints, they weren't going full speed. It was a very meticulous workout, very detailed. Like I said, they were going slow, but they were using a lot of muscles they probably never thought they had. So it was great to see.
Yeah, it looked like it was fun. And, I just, as I'm scrolling, I'm just kind of scrolling on the Chargers website. It looks like they had a lot of fun and that they learned a lot of, a lot of positioning and skills. Hopefully they'll be able to put these things in their toolbox. And, so as they prepare for the next season, those guys who are currently juniors, underclassmen, they can begin to use some of these things that they learned from the Chargers as it relates to strength and conditioning, but not only strength and conditioning, because you talked about details in terms of having them put their shoes a certain way near the blocks that they were standing on. So just the little details. Hopefully, they'll be able to walk away with this thing and from this experience and learn something. So, I was also able to find a clip, and it looks like you might have a different career in television, man. I kind of saw your your commentary as you were talking to the gentleman pictured here. So I have the sound on. I'm gonna keep the sound down low, but I just want to go ahead and run the video. And we'll definitely drop the link if you guys want to check it out. But how was this for you, being a coach and being able to be the chaperone for the boys? What did this experience hanging out with the Chargers? What did it mean to you as a varsity head coach?
To me, it just showed that everybody is behind us. A lot of people in situations like this, they say they want to help, just to make them sound good, but a lot of people don't really follow through. The Chargers from day one followed through. I remember emailing the Chargers right when the fires happened, and all I asked for, I said, excuse me, I said, if there's any equipment that you guys are throwing away, if you guys don't mind donating it to us, we'll take it. I said, I don't care if it's a bench, a barbell, if you guys are trashing and don't want it, we'll take it. And I was just trying to collect, just small things for the weight room at that time. And we went from that to them hosting us for a day of a workout, donating $50,000 to the program, donating a whole weight set that they have in their weight room to us. It just goes to show that it's beyond football. It's bigger than football. It's about humanity and helping kids on every level succeed and have a football program and making them smile. And I mean, from the time we got off the bus to the time we got back on the bus, besides right now when they're in the weight in their workout, I mean they were cheesing from ear to ear. So it was really good day.
Yeah, and that looks like the exercise that you were talking about in terms of how they had to stack their shoes.
Yes.
Again, being detailed. There's small, minute details in football, and so hopefully the boys will be able to apply some of these same things to their everyday life, not just football, because football, while it's a sport, it's an opportunity for you to teach and for them to learn as well. So I'm sure they'll remember this for quite some time, and hopefully again they'll be able to apply some of these techniques to their overall preparedness, getting prepared for the upcoming season. So shout out to the Chargers, and I also love that that $50,000 put up or shut up. It's like, hey, we got a couple of extra dollars we can give you guys and donate to the football program. So that's super dope because there are some things that we need to take care of, and hopefully, we'll be able to get back to what how we used to play, or some of the things that were damaged in the fire. So super dope for the Chargers to do what they did, and I'm sure the boys will benefit, and not only the boys, but I'm sure the football program will definitely benefit from what's going on as well. So I just want to pause right here and let me see if I can. Looks like we have a couple of people who are watching. I just want to acknowledge them, even if they're just stopping through for a little bit. So John Lau, I believe John says, okay, my graphic isn't popping up. Let me see if I can pop it up this way. Okay, there we go. He says, good to see you back live. Thank you, John. I appreciate it, my man. Just happy to be back on here and doing what I love to do. And then he also says, so grateful for the Los Angeles Chargers for their support to the players. Absolutely. There's a lot of people in this situation who, they'll talk a good game, but I'm just so grateful for the Chargers. Now we do have a few other opportunities and fundraisers going on because, like you said, and we'll talk about that a little bit later as we close the show. Pally, our football program was definitely decimated with the our football office being just burnt up totally, and there are some other things that kind of are lacking right now as relates to our football operations. And so, we'll put up the link for you guys to donate and all that kind of good stuff. And then I do see, I'm not too sure if he's still here, Coach Timmy Hyde. What's up, Coach Hyde? Coach Hyde used to be or former Pali football coach before Coach Hyde. So, great to see you on, man. We're still trying to carry on, and I'm still here, Coach Hyde, trying to do what I can do for the program. Now, Coach Hyde is a Notre Dame fan, and sometimes I kind of peek in at his podcast. He podcasts usually when Notre Dame, is playing, and so just wonderful to see him, blossom. And I would like to think, Coach, that I gave you your first spot as being a guest on a podcast. So give me a little love, my man. Give me a little love. But I just appreciate you hopping on. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about, what's next for the football program. So I know you guys have difficulty. You're not able to. I don't think any of the athletic teams are back on campus, are they?
No, campus is still closed. They actually had a drive-through on Friday and Saturday for teachers to go through. They still have the sheriff escorts, so campus is still fully closed right now. And just all of us are really trying to find a spot to hold practices. Again, everybody has been reaching out, trying to help us find spots. Just been amazing outreach around for this program.
Yeah, I know the girls' basketball team. I think they had their senior night last night at the practice facility at the Intuit Dome. My daughter went as a spectator, not as a cheerleader, but she went as a spectator supporting two of her Pally cheerleading teammates who also play basketball. I know. The track team, they worked out yesterday at West LA. So there's a lot of moving parts to this whole thing. And so, shout out to the athletic director, Rocky Motts, for trying to make things happen. If you happen to live in LA and you have a space where the track team, the baseball team, the softball team, heck, even the football team, if you guys can, let Coach Dylen know, the availability of the facilities for these teams to come out and practice and work out, then, just reach out to him. And, I'm sure we'll try to make some things, and not only to him, but also to Coach, the AD athletic director, Rocky Motts. I see Jill Newhouse. Go ahead, Coach.
Sorry. No, I will say this. Santa Monica, we have two locations right now that we're working on from 1 to 2, Tuesday and Wednesday at the airport park, and Monday, Thursday, Friday at Belmar Park and on 4th Street in Santa Monica from 1 to 3. So we do have a place as of right now to work out. I don't know how long that's gonna last, but for right now, we have a good spot. And then Jack Thomas's mom, Monica, hooked us up pretty much with a spot to lift weights. So I'm going to coordinate with that ASAP. And start our weight training programs for the off season. So we have some good things going on.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, because like again, a lot of moving positions with all of our athletic teams, and so everyone's trying to scramble to get a spot. There's not that many places to facilitate, large teams like the football team or the track team or things of that nature. But that's what community is all about. Having people who are linked in to the community and know where some of these spots are. So it's super awesome that the kids still want to get out there and participate. They still want to be, have a track team, show some unity as a softball team, baseball team, whatever spring sport is coming up. They still want to be active, and I think that's the main thing. You just don't want to sit and be still. But the kids, being kids, they still want to have a semblance of a full high school experience, despite the tragedy that took place. So good looking Jack's mom, and again, if you know of a spot, let Coach Dylen Smith know, or let our athletic director, Rocky Motts, know as well. Before we move on, because I want to hop into showing, focusing on our team and just some of the end of the year accolades. Jill Newhouse Calcaterra, what's going on? Former Pali football parent. She says Nick had a second back surgery a few weeks ago and is doing great. He still loves his Pali football experience, so pivotal, and sending lots of love to the team. We appreciate you, Jill. I think I'm not quite sure if you suffered a loss over there, having a house over there in the Palisades, but shout out to you and shout out to Nick. Hopefully, he'll continue to heal as best as he can. All right, so let's go back and talk about our team. So we finished, in the playoffs. We went to the championship, and we had an amazing time. The boys worked extra, extra hard. And so I know usually at the end of the year, there's something called All League, where the boys are excited to, be named on a particular list, basically, based on their skills that they, use during the season. And then, because you go to the playoffs, there's an all-city team. So let's go ahead and I think I have everything pulled up, Coach. And, you'll correct me if I miss somebody, and we can add them back in later. So let me go ahead and add you to the screen right here, and we'll just kind of go through some of the students who were selected for the all team. All league. So we have all Western League, our QB, a player of the year, Jack Thomas, junior quarterback, and we've talked about him ad nauseum during the season. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 1 minute about Jack Thomas and just his leadership ability and what it means to the team, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you want your quarterback to be the best leader on the team, and that's exactly what he did. And from day one, when he came in during the summer after transferring, he took a leadership role, and all the kids really, got behind him. And at the end of the practice, we all get in our position groups and talk to the coaches. And you look back, and one day he's in the lineman group, the next day he's in the receiver group, running back group. He's just always positive, always thinking of how to get better. Even if he had a bad practice, he'll come in my office and say, "Coach, I'm going to do better tomorrow." And he did exactly that. And just, I mean, on top of being a leader, you see his stats, and, those speak for themselves. 570 yards rushing, on top of 3,369 yards passing, 46 touchdowns. But the best stat for me is his ratio from touchdowns to interceptions, which is 8-1, and 46 touchdowns to 5 interceptions, or it was a 9-1. So, I mean, that's just amazing. And, to be able to call a play and not have to worry about a turnover or a mistake, or knowing he'll put you in the right play, it's breathtaking as a play caller.
Absolutely. No, he was he was a sharpshooter, and had he had some amazing throws last season. Excuse me. He had some amazing throws last year. Mm-hmm. So Shout out to Jack Thomas. All right, Coach. Oh man, Off- offensive player of the year, Harrison Carter. Go ahead and talk about just his contributions to the team as well, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, another player you feel comfortable in calling this number, and before the season, he said, when I think I want to play receiver, I said, we have a lot of them. We still need a running back. I didn't know, we had our starting running back transfer. I didn't know the running back situation, so I said, I need you. I said, but there's one guy you need to go back and look at, and that was I think Darius Thomas, I believe his name is, from Oregon. I know I'm forgetting his first name, but I said watch his highlights because he played running back, receiver, and I feel like we can use him that way. And he was up to the idea, and we used him in the slot a lot. We used him obviously as a running back, and when he gets angry, he runs angry, and he's the quietest kid I've ever seen. You ask him a direct question, he'll look at you, not say anything, but once he gets on the field, he's like, Jekyll and Hyde or Incredible Hulk. He turns that switch on. You cannot bring him down. And 1,100 yards rushing and 580 yards receiving. I mean, to have a target like that, and again, just be able to call this number, knowing you're going to get positive yards. If you need a first down, you can call on him. And my favorite play of the year with him was Venice at the end of the game, or end of regulation. I think we had like 20 something seconds left on the drive, and man, I think we had 3 seconds left, and he went over the middle, caught the ball, and took off and scored to send the game into overtime. And that's just kind of, and again, an Eagle Rock game, same thing. Right before halftime, we need to score, or maybe it's West Hollywood, I can't remember, but we need to score. Give him the ball, he scores a one play, and that explosiveness is a delight to have.
Yeah, no, it was a joy to watch him run. Every time, like you said, angry runner. Man, I mean, they can do it. They can turn up on the field, and so a lot of times he was, angry or just kind of frustrated, and then he would take his frustration out on the defense by running or even sometimes catching a pass and open the field and scoring a touchdown. So super dope guy, real quiet like you said, and he just comes, he brings his hard hat, and he plays very 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 good. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on. Just something kind of stuck in my throat. But we're going to continue nevertheless. Offensive lineman of the year, Cole Ward. Big presence on the O-line. Definitely a leader. Just talk about, give him a little, give him his flowers right now, coaches. What he meant to the team as well. And him being able to earn Offensive Lineman of the Year for the 2024 season.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much a big teddy bear, but like he's like Harrison. Once he gets on the field, he's a monster. And you watch his highlight tape, and I mean, that's why he won the Pancake Award, because everybody's on their back. It doesn't matter if it's 10 yards in the backfield or 2 yards up the field. He's trying to punish everybody he comes across. And it was a running joke that he wouldn't come to practice on Mondays, but he was always ready for Friday. But I mean, he was ready for Friday. And we can always count on him. I don't think he gave up a single sack all year. And I mean, I didn't know what the offensive line situation was going to be from last year, but him and a few other guys, I mean, really stepped up, and he was one of the best offensive linemen I've ever coached. So to have a 6'7" guy like that and 280 pounds and move the way he does, and very smart kid. Just grateful to have him. He's definitely going to be missed.
Yeah, I was over here trying to pull up some of their some of their highlights, but you went too fast, Coach. But that's fine,
Sure.
because if I do that for every player, we'll be here. We'll be here kind of all night. So let's go ahead and so that was Cole, and let's see, first team. We got some first team honors here. So first team, Max Hajazi, wide receiver, senior. A speedy guy, thin guy, but again, just him being able to get open and catch some important passes, especially mid to late season. I mean, he was just like a super dope guy to catch and run. So those yards after the catch, he was definitely on his horse and he was doing his thing. Talk about Max's. I would say rise to prominence, especially and being an important receiver near the end of the season.
Yeah, his junior year, he didn't get much playing time, and he stuck with it. He got better during the offseason, and it wasn't like he couldn't play his junior year. I was new. I was trying to figure out all the players, trying to find him a spot. We moved him inside, outside, and just didn't really know how to use him at the time. And during the offseason, I mean, he worked his tail off. We moved him to outside, and he was just that possession receiver that we needed. He's not and I say he's not fast, but he wasn't our fastest receiver. So, we had guys who can stretch the field, and we just ran him underneath a lot where we knew we could rely on the catch. And he was our best route runner, to be honest with you. And, his double moves were crazy. And, we get in the red zone, we call a double move for him. And, I mean, 8 times out of 10, he was wide open, and the guys just couldn't stop him. But I call him Mr. Reliable because we needed a first down, 3rd and 7. He was there at the sticks, catching the ball out of bounds or whatever we needed. And, even times in the playoffs, they would run a cover 0. Jack would give him a route. He was wide open, and he would take off. So he's definitely going to be one of the receivers that we're going to miss a lot because just the value he brought to this team. And he was quiet. He didn't say much. He didn't talk. You had to ask him to do something, he'd do it. He blocked. When there was a run play, if he wasn't getting the ball, he never complained. He just did his job, and he's definitely going to be missed.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, and I forgot that I was live and I'm over here trying to pull up the stats. But no, look, I mean, from junior to senior year, 14 games played, 5 as a junior. And you see the stats are going across 784 yards as a senior. He only had 12 yards, 100 yards as a junior. I mean, super, super awesome that someone can stick to it. And then, I kind of like the TD line, he had 15 touchdowns and 0 last year. So, I mean, he was definitely a gamer. He stepped into his shoes and, he did what was necessary to help the team win. So shout out to Max and just his being able to stick to it. Stick-to-itiveness is sometimes we call it in the streets. Just being able to not give up and hang around. And then, he did play an important part on this football squad as well. So shout out to Max Ajazi. All righty. First team offense, LaHenry Solomon. That's LaHenry, not my son, but my nephew Solomon. Talk about nephew and just his his ability. We were kidding him the other day. So this, if you're new to Pali football, if you knew, this is actually my nephew. This is really my nephew. And so we were talking about him the other day. We was like, hey, dude, we just need you to run north and south, not east and west. Because when you run north and south, you good. But there's been times when he'll run east and west, and then he'll get north and south, and people be like, oh, okay, we understand why you were going side to side. Talk about his contributions to the football team as well, Coach.
Yeah, they used to call his dad Swiss Army knife because he can coach multiple positions. He's a defensive guy, but he coaches receivers for us. But anytime somebody was missing, I'm like, hey, Coach, could you go take this group? And no problem, Coach, he'll do it. So we call him Swiss Army knife. Henry, his son is the same way. Runs, punts back, kickoffs. Won a game when our quarterback got hurt. We put him at running back or wildcat. Plays outside receiver, slot receiver, so he can pretty much do it all. And I do tell him, I say, hey, you run track, you're one of the fastest guys on this team. If you go straight ahead, nobody's going to stop you. And the one time he went east to west, like you said, a couple of times, and then he went west one time and then east and then went north and scored. So, no, it's hard to complain when you can see somebody do that. But once he learns to just run straight ahead, I mean, he'll double those touchdowns and yards that he had. But I mean, he's a hard worker. He wants to do it all. He can't do it all, and he's passionate about football, passionate about going to that next level, and his work ethic is there. And another guy who we can rely on. So just proud of him, and can't wait to see what he does his senior year.
Yeah, I was over here trying to find nephew's stats in Max Preps, but it's all good. Now he was definitely an impact player, and just super dope to see him progress into the athlete that he is. So just crazy speed, and again, as long as he running north and south, but he'll get out, he'll get out some crevices and make some things happen. So just super happy for him, and can't wait to see what happens next season. All righty. So we have some of our offensive guys here, offensive line guys. Another one, Liam G. So let's go ahead and give Liam G some accolades as well. He kind of shrunk down a little bit from what I remember in his sophomore season. He kind of shrunk down a little bit, but nah. This dude didn't let his small stature get in the way. He was one of the hardest working offensive linemen. He was banged up a little bit during the season. I missed a couple of games. But just, Coach, talk about a little bit about his tenacity and what he meant to that position room, the O-line, as he continued to, just be a dominant figure, when he was in the game.
Yeah, his junior year he played right guard for us. He was already undersized at that time, and he did a great job first. Then he was our backup center. So when we lost Fonzo last year, we were looking for a center, and we kind of threw him into the fire. He wanted to play D line, and we're like, no, we need you on offense. He was gracious enough to be like, whatever you need, coach. But when I saw him during the summer, he lost 30 pounds. like you were already small. You can't lose 30 pounds. I mean, he really looked like a receiver, but he was the toughest kid. You have to be basically the center is the quarterback of the line. You have to know all the plays. You have to know all the assignments. There was times that he was audibling for Jack, and that's what a center does, and he was also one that put us, if I called a play, if it was a bad play call, whatever, and they didn't like what they saw, he would say, hey, Jack, change it. Let's go opposite. And even when we're sitting in the all-city meeting, the coaches remembered him for that exact reason, how smart he was, how cerebral he was on the line. And he was a pit bull, he would talk. He wasn't the biggest, but he'll get in your face and talk. It didn't matter if he was a player or a coach. He had something to say. But he had everybody on that team's back. And, Jack got hit late. If Harrison got hit late, Liam was the first one to jump in somebody's face and say, hey, don't touch my player. Again, another kid I'm really going to miss. Whoever steps into that center position next year has huge shoes to fill. So, I wish he was the Cole size where he could play college football because I really think he could do it. I don't know if he has aspirations of playing, but it's well deserved. And I know I'm jumping ahead, but he also ended up earning second team All City, which is well deserved.
Absolutely. No, Liam's, I just remember him a couple of years ago playing on JV, and it's like, that cliche, they grow up so fast. No, when you stick around the program so long and you see these boys, matriculate through the different grades and, start as a freshman and you see him as a senior on senior night, you're just like, man, so they,
Right.
I've been around, Pali 9-10 years. And so just seen a lot of football, and these players, they continue to amaze me. They step in and show up and show out when you need them to. And Liam is definitely one of those guys who stepped up despite losing 30 pounds. Offensive lineman, you want them to gain muscle, gain bulk, whatever. No, this dude's like, look, check it out. I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna lose 30 pounds, but still be a dominant force on the offensive line. So shout out to Liam. And then we had a wonderful kicker as well. We've always had good kickers and punters. So Jack Malloy, he was a designated guy this season. Just super dope kicker. And I'm sure I can pull up his facts. Coach, go ahead and talk about Jack Malloy.
Now, I'm super proud of Jack. He came out during the spring, I believe, or early summer. It might have been spring, and he said, "Hey, coach, I play soccer. I want to kick." He was friends with Kellen Ford, so Kellen offered to come out and help him kick a little bit. He didn't get a chance to do it, but Jack was out there every day, sometimes kicking on his own when we were doing special teams and really sticking with it. Funny story is he first day he came out when he said, "Hey, coach, I'm soccer. I want to kick," and I said, "Okay, go practice, go warm up at the end of practice. Show me what you got." Came out the end of practice and it went wide right, and I was like, "Go practice some more." But he did it, and from the first game on, you would think he's been kicking his whole life, kicking football. He would play soccer, but you would think he'd been playing football. Kicking a soccer ball and kicking a football is a totally different uh, uh, thing. It's totally different. And he really picked up the steps, the rhythm, how to kick a football straight, um, really fast. And he struggled a little bit early on, but you could see each game, each week, his leg got stronger and stronger. And then the Eagle Rock game to go to championship, I think it was that game, he was 9 for 9 with extra points. And I don't care if you're in NFL, college, what, going 9 for 9 is tough. Um, there's a lot of mistakes that could happen, but kicking 9 extra points in a row in a meaningful playoff game to go to championship is unbelievable. For somebody to have the first year of ever playing football to be able to do that, that just goes to his maturity and his hard work. And he wants to play college football, and I'm going to do everything in my power to get him there because I really want to see his progression going forward.
Yeah, no, I mean, put up some of his stats. Field goals made. It says 3. He attempted 5. Longest field goal is 42, right? And for a guy coming over from soccer, in his first season, being able to play like this, and to your point, 75 PATs kicking made. And he attempted 78. So just like, okay, he missed 3 on the year. That's crazy.
And I think those 3 were blocked. I don't think he missed one. I think 3 of them were blocked. So
Yeah,
that's amazing.
yeah. And then I'm kind of enamored. I want to know more about this kickoff yards. Now it says it says 4,231. Right? Is that what that says?
Yeah. So we base it off of if we kick from the 40 and then it goes to end zone, so that's 60 yards. So each kickoff is essentially he didn't have that many touchbacks, I don't remember, but we added it. So it really goes to show how many touchdowns we scored and how many opportunities he has. But
Sure.
but it's still a lot of kickoff yards.
Yeah, that's a lot. So just just a super, super good kicker, and well deserving of the Western League, Western League kicker, first team. And so then we have to hopping over to defense now. We've talked about Jake as well, just his ability to, stop offensive players on the opposite side of the ball. I'm a time. You only get a minute. You only get a minute to talk about Jake, because we've talked about his, just his presence on the football field. So go ahead and give him his flowers real quick, Coach.
Yeah, Jake, just like Jack on offense, is our leader on defense. During our off-season 6 period when I wasn't able to make it, him and his dad really took over, and he took half the kids, ran drills, led drills, really stepped up in that aspect, and the kids really looked up to him and followed his leadership, and all that translated on the field. When Jake was down, you could really tell the kids felt that energy, but when he was up and really leading the team. You could see that switch in the team, and the kids really respected everything he did, and his stats are crazy as well. Over 100 tackles, I think 90 solo tackles, and just a lot of times the stats don't show the impact he had on the game as well. So just again, proud of what he's done. A 4-year player for the program, and another kid we're really going to miss his leadership and just everything he brought to the table.
Yeah, I'm actually pulling up some of his. I'm trying to. I'm trying to pull up some of his stats anyway. So let's see, Jake Tribatch. No, he was all over the place. This dude was, he was amazing. I know he was trying to get size, get the school record for tackles, but no, he was just, he was just a beast on the field. Let me see. Yeah, he was just all over the place. So shout out to him. And shout out to his whole family. Mom Julie, and then Dad Eric. His father. Just making sure that the boys needed or had what they needed during the sixth period last spring semester. So shout out to him. And I'm hoping good things are ahead for him. I would love to see him somewhere at the next level. I know he really wants to be that dude somewhere. So just shout out to him, and hopefully, he'll get to a spot where he can, continue, being the dude that he is on the football field. All right. First team defense, Nico Townsley. Nico Townsley also was our kind of backup QB as well. And so, junior linebacker, he'll be around for next season. I can't wait to see what he's going to bring on the field, and just looking forward to his leadership. You got a couple of words about Nico, Coach?
Yeah. Nico's a hard worker as well, and his athletic ability. It's I don't want to say the wrong things. You don't look at him as fast as he is. He doesn't look as fast, but when he gets the ball, he takes off. He's powerful. He's very quiet on the field. He doesn't say much, but he's in every tackle. He did come to us as a quarterback. Last year when he transferred, he couldn't play varsity, so he ended up playing JV. They ended up switching him to linebacker, and he's been dominant ever since. And a whole year of varsity off season and really learning the defense. And I think he's going to step up and be a leader. He's starting to be more vocal this off season, and I think we have somebody that could really take over Jake's leadership ability. We're going to need it. And I definitely think he can do it. I like him to be a little bit more vocal than what he is, but he's really starting to, get into that spot. But he's just, he's all around athlete. He can play offense, defense. You might see him running the ball some next year at running back. So, with him and Devin running the backfield, it's going to be a powerful backfield, and they're both running track, so you might see a little more speed. So I'm excited, and moving Harrison to receiver a little bit more, still having him in the backfield a little bit. He doesn't know it yet, but not as much. But that 3-headed monster I've been trying to work on the last 2 years. I think we'll finally see it this coming season. So I'm excited to see what Nico's going to do for us this year.
All right, so you giving us a little hints of what's going to happen next year. Okay, seeing Nico come out the backfield. Okay, who knows? You said he has a little QB in him. Maybe a little wildcat kind of situation. Who knows what's going to happen? All right, that's cool. All right, so shout out to Nico Townsley. And fortunately he didn't have to come in too many times. I know Jack had to go out a couple of times during the season, but it was only for maybe 1 or 2 plays at the most. Maybe I can remember a couple of times. Jack took a couple of hits because he's the man. He's like, hey, let me go ahead and run this ball, and then I'm gonna still try to get the yardage that I need. But yeah, sometimes he kind of got whacked a little bit. But Nico would come in and kind of relieve him for a couple of plays. So shout out to Nico. All righty. Looking at another defensive person, Cash, I call him Cash Money Allen, senior linebacker. Just your thoughts about his particular play, how what he meant to the football team this past season, Coach?
Yeah, another leader. He was more vocal this year than he was his junior year, which was really good to see. Always positive. If you know his family, they're nothing but filled with positivity, and he brought that to the field. And his thing, he just really wants to enjoy football his senior year in his high school, and um, his he played hurt a lot this year. You would never know it. Just the way he was, making tackles, putting his head down, putting his shoulder in there, and I can't remember his tackles, but he was up there in tackles as well, and 3-year starter at linebacker. So just having that leadership, having that experience back there, really helped a lot this year, and just his presence in practice is really going to be missed, and before the games, being hyped up, and just during the week, just like I said, positivity, and we're gonna have his little brother coming up next year, so hopefully he can take over. His brother already told me he was better than him. That's coming from Enzo, not me. So, but no, Cash was a great player, and again, another kid that's really gonna be missed, and just proud of everything he's done with me coaching him the last 2 years, and everything I heard his sophomore year. So,
Yeah.
it's just really good kid.
Yeah, it's nothing like sibling rivalry. I have to deal with that at home with my 4 kids, 3 boys and a girl. So there's always some kind of sibling rivalry. And they always, sometimes they'll get into these spats about, which team is the 2018 better than the 2020 team, is it better than the 22 team. I'm just like, man, look, all of y'all playing at different times. It's going to look different, So, all of y'all were, y'all playing just relish in the time that you played at Pali. I think a couple of them were able to play with each other, but just relishing the time, of playing high school football and not worrying about, which team is better. But I always know that sibling rivalry is always there. So cool. So good job, Cash. Happy to see your brother. And then let's hop over. We have only a few more of these guys. Second team. So let's got Mitchell. Now I'm not, to be candid, I'm not going to try to pronounce the last name, but Mitchell, Mitchell right there, O-line, another impactful player. Give Mitchell some flowers real quick, Coach. Hold on, Coach. We can't hear you. You went out.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I was muting because I'm sorry. The dog in the background was muting.
It's all good.
No, if Mitchell has probably been the most improved player of the last 2 years. As a junior, he played on the JV level. That was his first year ever playing football, and we didn't want to throw him into the fire on varsity's first year. We also wanted him to get some experience and some game time play, so we put him on JV. And from his JV year, I had people saying, I don't know if he's going to work on varsity. He's not that he wasn't coachable, but a little sensitive. That coach is no longer here, and we took him up to the varsity, and everything that was said about him was totally wrong. And he was probably our second best lineman, to be honest with you, at right tackle. Obviously, he was inexperienced at times, but very smart, picked up the offense very fast. Didn't give up a lot of sacks as well. Another kid that you get him angry, it showed, and always at practice, never missed. Always worked hard. Always asked questions. Always there after practice. When Coach Sir was, having meetings, he was always there. Just very smart, very nice kid, and I wish I had him another year, because if we had him 2 years at varsity or another year, I mean, he would probably be offensive lineman of the year in the Western Conference or Western League or All City, because that's how good he could be. He just didn't have enough time to do it. So extra proud of the way he progressed from his junior year to his senior year.
That's super dope, man. That's super, and again, all of these skills can apply to real life. So, him, only playing 1 year of varsity and then, or I'm sorry, JV, and then being a varsity player this year, that those reps that he took in JV, they've added some value to him being able to play, and you recognizing his ability to make a large impact on the team despite him only playing 1 year. That's super, super awesome. So those are kind of guys that we need to stick around for a couple of years. And who knows, what would have happened if he had played JV his freshman and sophomore year. He would have had all of those reps before, and so coming to a varsity team in his junior year, he would have been that more advanced and ready to play. So just super awesome to hear, all these kind of stories about the different players who have earned some of these accolades. Liam Hudson, so another O-line. Liam Hudson, and then, so we got King down there. Okay, Liam Hudson. I think, let me see, Liam, did he wear 74? I'm trying to think of the guys and their numbers. Was he 74? You know what? I can pull it up over here on Max Preps. But go ahead and, talk about his impact on the game as well. And I'm going to see if because I have visions of who these guys are. Of course, they don't have their last names. So for me, I'm like, okay, I'm picturing, I think I know Cole Ward because he was the biggest dude on the field. You can't miss him, right?
Right.
So I think I know who Liam is. I think he wore number 74. But go ahead and give him some accolades. Shout him out real quick, Coach.
Yeah, Liam. I mean, he's probably the jokester of the team. He kept the kids going, and what I'm really proud of more this off season than last off season, and even during the season, is his leadership as well. He's at every workout, getting the kids going. I don't think he's missed a workout, and just he wants to get better. He loves being out there on the field, and another kid who didn't get much time as a junior just because of our line, and he really worked hard on the offseason and during the season once we had mandatory to really be the best lineman we had. And, Cole's just a, freak of nature. It's hard to really, it's hard to really coach that size. But what Liam did was he worked hard, again, in every meeting, asking questions, making sure the other kids knew their assignments. If there was something we said, I don't know if this is work. He said, no, we'll make it work. And that's what we did. And he worked to make sure that our QB was protected, our running backs were protected. He didn't take any plays off, always a motor. If he did make a mistake, he made sure he fixed it. And he might joke about it, but he fixed it. But he's definitely a pleasure to have. I'm so lucky he's coming back next year. Another big kid who's probably still growing. I think he wears a size 18 shoe. It's huge. So, like I said, he's working hard. If he can get second level, that second team is going to be first team or player of the year next year. I can see that for him.
Yeah. So Liam Hudson is who I thought he was, number 74. So yeah, I know exactly who he is, and you see big Cole right there, 77 in this picture right here. So yeah, and it's super awesome. And to your point, this guy's coming back. Where's the stats? It's up here at the top. 6'5", 230. I mean, he might get to 6'6", 250 by next year. And so again, just having good coaching and that's what's going to put him over the top. And like you said, hopefully he'll earn some accolades, staying healthy and all that kind of good stuff, playing hard, asking questions, being inquisitive, and always wanting to be better, play better, not take a play off. Those are wonderful attributes for a football player. So shout out to Liam, and I'm glad that Liam put his profile picture in Max Preps, and so a lot of the boys, they still don't have that. I'm like, man, and why don't y'all go ahead and pimp out your profile, make it yours. You know what I'm saying? So just shout out to him and just what he's up next. He's Cole's gonna leave. We gonna count on Liam to kind of get in there and do some things. So shout out to him, and just so happy to hear about his ability to just want to learn and be inquisitive and become better as a football player. All righty, so we got second two, almost done, guys. I know you probably didn't expect to give out a shout out to all the boys, but since we're here, because I know if we leave someone off, then someone's going to feel some kind of way. So we want to give them some flowers. Now, what we'll do is as when we finish up the show, the all city recognitions, we'll just go through them real quick. We're not going to give because a lot of those boys that are on all city are also all Western League. So King Demetrius, this guy right here, when he was healthy and in the game, his ability at the beginning of the season to catch passes and, get a touchdown was super, super awesome. So go ahead and give King Demetrius some love, Coach, and just his impact on the football squad this season.
Yeah, King's another player that can, play multiple positions. He's our kick returner. He played outside receiver for us, a deep threat, good hands. He can stretch the field, but can also run short routes and make plays. So it's hard to cover somebody that can run short plays, make one move and score, but also if you press him, he can run right behind you and score. So having that deep threat is amazing as a quarterback, as a coach. We're probably going to use him on defense more next year as a corner. I think his athletic ability and having more time during the offseason to play corner, having them during the season play corner, definitely going to help us. So we're looking for the other corner on the other side of Jackson. So and also his passion for football and wanting to go to that next level. You can see in his work ethic. He's a small, undersized kid, but his strength and the way he moves, his motor, he moves as somebody twice his size. So just also proud of his maturity over the year as well, and looking forward to see what he does his senior year.
Yeah, I even saw him in the video, the Chargers video. I think he's working on the pull-ups, and he was one of the dudes. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, just sometimes on the sideline I have a chance to kind of just, hey, dude, put your head in the game, and he's like, yeah, he'll say yes, Mr. Riley, or yeah, thanks for that, and so several times during the season he had his head down. I was like, hey man, your team needs you. Just keep your head in the game. Play your game. And sure enough, during the process of a couple of those games when I kind of, try to, pep him up a little bit, he was successful. He caught a pass and, made positive yards, and then, a couple of times he even scored a touchdown. So, you want to also, at all times, kind of be positive, have the kids focus on what's important, forget about the last play. But be available for the next opportunity. And so King was definitely one of those impact players, and just love seeing him run. And I think King Demetrius, you can see him anywhere because I believe he had the green shoes, right? He had the green shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, okay, who was that? Oh no, that's Demetrius over there.
Right.
But that was cool, and again, that's that personality that the boys want to show. During their gamemanship during the football game. So that's cool. And then we have Joseph Butcher Lighton, senior D-line. Talk about Joseph's contribution, to the team as well.
Yeah, Joseph was our DN, and he again undersized, but you would never think that because it's just the way he moves, and it was frustrating. Not frustrating, but for him because he was always this close all the time, and quarterback was further away, but he was always this close, and he never stopped. He never got upset, never got frustrated. One of those kids, yes coach, no coach. He's very coachable. You tell him, hey, I think this will work. He tried it. It worked, and he stuck with it. And just proud again. He got a little bit of time his junior year. Um, we were looking for him to be the anchor of the D line. He definitely was that. I wish he was a little bit bigger, and I think if he had a little bit more size, you'd have really seen his dominance. But, for somebody to be that size and go against linemen, way bigger than him and never give up, always, never intimidated. Just, it's just really proud of Joseph.
Absolutely. Just want to take a pause real quick and just want to say thank you to those of you who are watching. Richard Wilkins says he's a first timer, so thank you for watching, sir. And we have one of my buddies, Erwin Woodard. He's always watching on Friday night, so thank you for chiming in. Looks like I see Tanisha Blake. She's watching. What's going on, Tanisha? Her son, Jabari, played a couple of seasons ago. And I see my other half, the better half, she's watching as well. Shout out to Riley. So thank you guys. And Riley, just know that I'll be home soon. I'll be home shortly. Okay, so and then we have about two more players that we want to shout out before we get into our All City, and then we'll close out the live stream for tonight. So let's go ahead and talk about Mr. Mike Tobin doing his thing out there on defense, part of the D-line. And, when this guy would get upset or something, you would think all heck is breaking loose because he would just play like a Tasmanian devil sometimes. And so talk about Mike's contribution to the football team this season, Coach.
I love Mike. Great character. Another jokester on the team and high motor. You always want to tell kids to go 100%, even if you make a mistake. And sometimes Mike be running the wrong way, but he was running the wrong way 100%, and that's all you could ask for. For a kid, and we appreciate it a lot. Whatever you do, just do it 100%. And he was on the go all the time. Again, another one that was always this close but never stopped, and just put a lot of pressure on the defense. And luckily, we have him for another year, and he's definitely going to be one of those kids where that second team is going to be a first team next year. And he's getting stronger. He's, again, coming to the workouts, getting stronger. Good character. Like I said, jokester, just keeping the team, energized, going. Never does anything negative, and very coachable. So really excited to see what he's going to do next year. I think he's going to dominate.
Yeah, I was just over here playing on, sometimes again, I keep forgetting that you guys can see if I'm sharing my screen. So I was, for some of the players, for me, I have to imagine their number in my head. And so I was like in my head as I, asked you to give him some accolades, I was like, okay, he's number 99. He's number 99. And sure enough, he was. And so, just a dude who kind of gave it his all. And, I'm super hyped about him. Coming back next year, 6'3". He's a, defensive tackle, defensive end. So, we're definitely going to need a lot of pressure on opponent's QB. And so hopefully Mike can, expend all of his energy running the correct way.
It wasn't always. It was maybe one or twice, but no, he
absolutely
again always did 100%.
Yeah, no, definitely, and we need that on every play. So hopefully, Mike, hopefully he can step up and be one of the leaders of next year's team as well. So just super excited about his availability and him being able to make a contribution to next season's team. And then last but not least, looks like we have Connor Peyote. There you go. What you said. Talk about, and it looks like he's coming back. He's a DB. He's going to be back there. He's going to play with Jackson, or Jackson's going to play with him, whatever the case might be. Talk about his contribution to the Pali football team as being a defensive back for this past season.
Yeah, he was definitely a leader in our secondary. He made great plays. I think our biggest game up to date was that Westchester game, and the first drive he had that pick six, which really motivated the team. Another passionate kid, very vocal, and just a hard worker. Always asking questions, always wanting to get better. And the kids, all the kids love him. They listen to him. Um, he's like I said, he's passionate. So he'll get angry when he needs to, but it's in the right. His focus is in the right direction, and he doesn't get upset at the wrong times. He gets it to motivate. He gets it to motivate himself, and um, very athletic kid, and again another kid that wants to play college, who I think he can definitely play at the next level, and lucky to have him coming back. So excited to see his dominance next year as well. And again, I think that number two is going to be a number one in not only league but in the whole city.
No, that's super dope. I'm looking forward to him being a main contributor on the football team next season. And so, just shout out to all of our players of the year, all Western League award winners, and folks who were recognized. And then the thing about the All League, coach, and you can check me if I'm incorrect. People who made the All League honors, they were voted on by the different head coaches of the different teams in our league, correct?
Correct. So what happens is you basically put all the kids up that you want on your team. So you only get 7 spots. So first place gets 7 nominations. Second place gets 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, however many in the league. And then you put all your kids up, and then the coaches vote pretty much. Same with All City. So in All City, you have to be a first team All Leaguer to be up for any first or second team All City. So all the kids that were up, they got voted. All Western League first team could only be first or second All City, but all the other coaches vote for your players.
Got you. Okay, so that's good. So let's go ahead and just recognize some of our. With that being said, I mean that's a good segue in terms of who some of our all city players are. Now, yes, I'm gonna go ahead and just call out their names real quick. And again, a lot of these, all of the players we've talked about. So for our all city, we did go again to the Division One, I believe, right, Coach?
Yes.
Division One championship game. We were unsuccessful, but the coaches in the Division One, they voted Jack Thomas as the Offensive Player of the Year. So shout out to him again. Him being a junior, he's going to come back next year, and hopefully he's going to wreak some havoc on the opponents that we'll face, of course, in our league, and then those extra games before and before league, and then definitely after in the playoffs. And so that was super dope for him. We have also for Cole Ward, number 77. He was selected as our Offensive Player of the Year. Offensive player, just a tall, dominant person, number 77, doing what he did. Super excited for him. And then some of our first team people that we just talked about. We just talked about Nico and just his ability to, just outwork and outrun. And, sometimes, well, not sometimes. He gave it his all in whatever he's trying to do. Now, they voted him in as a defensive back, which is fine. We'll take it. Looks like Cash Allen was voted in as our all-city first team linebacker, which is a position that he normally plays. So that's super nice as well. And then Jake Tribatch, he was also voted in as an all-city linebacker. Harrison Carter, running back, first team. And let's see who else. Max Ajazi was elected to be a part of the first team All City as a wide receiver. And we also have, and we talked about this guy, Jack Malloy. He was elected as the first team kicker. And looks like Liam was also chosen on our second team. So second team for All City Division I. He was selected as a part of our offensive line. And LaHenry Solomon was selected as on the second team, All City second team, as a wide receiver for Division I. So those are I think those are all of the individuals. Now, the reason why I'm not showing you the graphics are done. I just need to put some pictures on these bad boys so that we can post them. But I will show you what we have so far. And as soon as I get the images, I will post them on our social media. It's a little bit late, but it's never too late to give the boys the props that they deserve because they really worked hard. And this is something for them to kind of use and show and display or whatever the case might be. So here are the graphics right there. See, I just need a nice picture of Jack Thomas so you can see who Jack Thomas is. A lot of times, with football, we only see the numbers. They don't have names on the back of their jerseys. And so we want to be able to, kind of give them some hype, give them some love. And so we'll put their football picture that they took during football picture day. As soon as I track those down, we'll post those. And you guys can see who the people are that we are talking about. So other than that, Coach, we've kind of covered a lot of things tonight. We've talked about just the activity that the boys participated in last week with the Chargers and then their donation. There's still a lot of money that needs to be collected because the whole football facility at Pali was burned down to the ground. And so, the Chargers have made a commitment to donate some funds. We still have several GoFundMes. I know there's another one for another GoFundMe, a fundraiser for all of the athletic teams on campus. So what we'll do is we'll post some information related to the football GoFundMe, related to the other athletic teams, and then, of course, a big shout out to the Chargers who have already made a commitment to help our facility become what it was prior to the fires that devastated the Palisades area. Coach, anything that we need to know going forward as we move into the off season? I know before we talked about workouts. How do you see the football program, moving forward as we kind of rebuild, just rebound from the devastation that took place a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, excuse me. I always reiterate, we will have a season. I always have to say that. It's not going to be our traditional offseason, obviously, with us not being able to use our facilities. Again, our office and weight room got burned down. We can't be on campus. So, again, we're still looking for – we found a place, at least field space for now. We can't get everybody there because of the times that we have, but we're still working for a later time of the day so the whole team can be there, and looking for a field so we can have the whole team there at a later time. So we're still working on that. Again, still working for the weight room, but these kids are determined to play. They've worked, I think, harder than I've seen them work, just because they want to prove to everybody that, we're down, but we're not out. We're going to have a successful season. We got a championship team coming back. And like I said, the way these kids are flying around, working hard and not making excuses, they're not feeling sorry for themselves. They want to work as hard as they can to get back to that championship. And especially the young guys coming up from JV next year who've been coming out, really stepping up to the plate. And the juniors who are going to be seniors are really stepping up and being leaders for the program. And I'm excited. I wish we could play tomorrow, really. And I'm excited to get started and can't wait for this season to see what happens. And again, we have a lot of support So really appreciate everybody who's supported us so up to this point, and and continue to support us going forward. And um, again, I'm excited about the season. I'm excited about the off season. Each week is a different, something different, and it's challenging, but exciting at the same time. So I'm looking forward to 2025, and now that 2024 is over, we can move on to next season.
Yeah, it'll be a tremendous story um, for the Pali football program, football team in general, or specifically, to just rebound and play as well as they played next year. Being successful, getting to the championship, that will be super, super awesome if they could get there. Not only get there, but then win. And I think so many people will will continue to be behind, or just really look at the resiliency that the team faced, of course, with the devastation that's taken place, but being able to bounce back and have a wonderful season despite not having a regular weight room and things of that nature. So hold on one second. Man, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I just think it'll be a phenomenal story if we do whatever we can to bounce back, get to the championship, not only get there, but actually win the whole thing. So that's what I'm rooting for, and I'm hoping that everything will be amazing for the boys and for the supporters of Pali football. Tanisha Blake, she's dropping some gems over here. She says, post on the Pali football IG page, and she's talking about the fundraising efforts. I definitely will do that. And then she says, so we can share it. Absolutely. And then she also says, Pali 2025 football is going to be amazing. Just watch. Absolutely. I totally agree with you, Tanisha. Hopefully you'll stick around, and hopefully everything is well with Jabari. But yeah, we love supporters like Tanisha and those like Richard, folks who are, Richard's first time watching. And so, just watch us, watch them. More importantly, make moves. And so, Coach, again, we just appreciate your availability to make everything happen. We know it's challenging, a lot of different moving parts. And so we know that you're fielding, calls, emails, text messages about what the program is going to do. You have already answered publicly. The boys have answered publicly with a nice video. And so if I was astute enough and fast enough, I would find that video and post it and close us out. But, we're going to definitely hype up this Pali football program, and we want them to have everything that they deserve so that they can continue to be the champions that they are and, just make progress. So we appreciate everything that you do, Coach, and not only you, I'm sure the other assistant coaches who are, doing what they can to take their time off from their family to make sure workouts and, things that boys are being where they need to be and all that kind of good stuff. So we appreciate you. We applaud your efforts. And of course, like Tanisha says, Pali is family for life. So Coach, we appreciate you hanging on, man. Do you have any other closing words you want to say? Yeah, you got any? Because my voice is going crazy right now. But go ahead, Coach.
No, I second what Tanisha said. 2025 is going to be an amazing year. I'm excited about it. Thank everybody who supported the program, who's been supporting everything that's been going on, the efforts and the backing of the community and surrounding community. It's been amazing. So thank everybody. I cannot do any of this without help from you, from the coaches, from the parents, fans, if you want to call them that, the players' families. So it takes a village. I really believe that wholeheartedly. And, we're doing everything we can for these kids and to help build Pali football and still getting, still itching for that first championship. And I think it's coming soon. I can smell it. So thank everybody.
Appreciate you, Coach. And what we'll do is if you're watching the live, we'll go ahead and, as soon as we're done, I'll go ahead and upload the all Western League accolades onto our Pali social media outlets. And then as soon as I get some pictures of the boys, I just have to track down the right ones. I'm real specific in terms of, what I'm posting. So as soon as I find the nice pictures from the from photo day, we'll post those as well. And so the boys can be happy and just kind of reflect about, where they are now and think about, what's going to happen in the future as it relates to the continuation of Pali football. So, Coach, do me a favor, just hang out in the green room like we normally do. I'll wrap up the show, and then we'll chop it up afterwards. So I appreciate you hopping on, and I appreciate your dog hopping on and having a word during the broadcast. I appreciate you, Coach.
My son's struggling out there, so I got to go save him. But thank you, appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So that was. Man, that was a wonderful interview, and I know it took a little bit longer than normal, but we definitely want to make sure that the boys are recognized for their works on the field. We know that they're student athletes, but there's nothing like receiving the accolades, and we want them to be proud of who they are. We want their teammates to be proud of the other teammates who receive some kind of recognition. And so we'll definitely do what we can to make sure our boys are appreciated, and we want them to continue to work hard, not only on the field but off the field as well. And hopefully they'll have a time to get back on campus and do what they need to do. There's a lot of moving pieces, as we said earlier in the broadcast, in terms of making sure boys are where they need to be to practice, to train, to connect, practice, throw, whatever the case might be. It's a lot of moving parts. So we just appreciate Coach Smith's availability and making sure that everything is going to happen so that the boys can have what they need going into the next season, 2025. Other than that, we appreciate you guys hopping on. And let me see. Let me go through these comments as what is Ken talking about? Let me see. Don't want to be sarcastic. Surprised the AstroTurf surprised the AstroTurf didn't burn. Man, listen, yeah, I know. That AstroTurf, that's like the 12th man. Sometimes that AstroTurf works in our favor, and sometimes it doesn't. So hopefully, with everything that's being done, hopefully it can be resurfaced, I don't know, whatever you do, just do something to make it a little bit better, right? But yeah, I'm glad that it didn't burn up, because that will be yet another expense that, the athletic program would have to fund. So yeah, I got you, Ken, I appreciate you. Other than that, I think I'm going to wrap it up, and this will probably conclude be our last broadcast until later on in the spring, early summertime. So we appreciate you. If we have any updates, we'll post them on our social media outlets, our platforms. So we appreciate you hopping on, giving us a look on both YouTube and Facebook. I'm going to go figure out what's going on with my throat. So this is Mr. Riley concluding our final broadcast for the 2024 season. Coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. Peace.